Let's talk about anorexia nervosa, the glorification that the internet made. First off, I am a survivor of mild anorexia and severe bulimia. I am not going to show pictures or tell numbers. Disclaimer, this video deals with topics of disordered eating. If you are not comfortable with that or are recovering, or if this is a very personal topic, you do not have to watch the video. It is okay to click off. That was my cat. Sorry. Anorexia nervosa is the most deadly disorder to have. It causes people who suffer with it to experience heart and cardiovascular problems, electrolyte abnormalities, anemia, and impaired circulation. Okay, so if I'm pronouncing everything very weirdly, just know I'm dyslexic, and I'm reading everything off of the script, okay? Hair loss and thinning, pale, dry, pale, and otherwise altered skin. Hormonal and reproductional problems, bone loss and increased fracture risk, kidney and organ damage. In severe cases, organ failure and death. In the end, if you got really bad with the disorder, in the end you don't get the dream life the disorder promised you. You can end up with severe health complications and even possible death. And bulimia causes people who suffer with it to experience severe electrolyte disturbances, which can trigger dangerous heart rhythms, dehydration, kidney problems, damage to their teeth and mouth from stomach acid, inflammation and injury of the throat, and esophagus. I pronounced it so wrong. Esophagus. I'm pretty sure that's right, I'm not sure. Swelling of the salivary, I'm pronouncing that very wrong, glands. Gastrointestinal complications. In severe cases, a tear or rupture of the esophagus or stomach. In the end, you don't get the dream body the disorder promised you. You will end up with organ complications and possible death. But recovery from the disorders is always possible. People do it all the time. Well, not all the time. It's the deadliest disorder. But people do it. People with these mental health conditions often think, including myself as a survivor, think that if I'm thinner, I am more loved. If people comment about the body, it sometimes translates in their brain too. They noticed it's working, I should go thinner. They're the most deadly disorders to have. Now let's discuss Ariana Grande. I know this can be some other thing happening, but as a survivor's view, this looks really frightening and scary. It reminds me and scares me that Ariana might be struggling with anorexia nervosa. Now, you cannot tell her struggles just by looking at her, as nedic says. It is not possible for various factors. It could easily be any and many other things happening. It's not always anorexia. You can just not tell by their body. People losing gain weight all the time. It's not an eating disorder all the time. But to me, she looks so thin, and it's sad to see a woman people look up to be struggling so bad. And I know there is some teenager girl out there looking at Ariana and saying, she is so pretty and healthy, I wish I looked like that. And that's not a healthy mindset to have. Ariana also did say she was happy and healthy, but now again, this is not always anorexia. It could be something else. I'm not trying to diagnose her or anything like that. But people with anorexia nervosa often say, yeah, I'm happy, and this is the healthiest I've ever been in life. And how I was before was not healthy, I was unhealthy then. And before I was at my unhealthiest I ever was. And the internet now, the internet has started to re-glorify those disorders. The return of skinny talk is rising, and I am seeing 12 to 14-year-old girls are struggling with the disorder. Posting about it on Skinny Talk and gaining unhealthy advice from Skinny Talk. I really hope these girls recover. It is like the return of the 2000s. People are glorifying being skinny, so much to the point of people starving themselves to match that toxic beauty standard beauty industry is often put on these girls. People over on Skinny Talk say how it's the best thing they are the most healthy they could ever be, and it's the furthest from the truth. I don't want the only advice we hear to be from doctors and celebrities and influencers. We should also hear what people who have struggled with the disorder say about it, and the damaging and scary and sad struggles that the disorder does to you. If you ever want to hear survivors of anorexia and bulimia, there's a channel I will link below. I cannot watch them as it gets a bit too close to me. And please remember, if you are struggling with anorexia, bulimia, or currently recovering from one, or have struggled, I'm so proud of you for making it this far. I know how the eating disorder completely takes over your mind, and it's like it's your voice talking. But it is the eating disorder, and if you ever feel you need more help, I'll put links for resources in my description below. And there are days I still struggle with food. I just have to remind myself it's okay to eat, and that people won't hate me if I gain 5 pounds or something like that. I just have to remind myself that people will not hate me, as that was the cause for me to start starving myself. But that was all I wanted to talk about in this really short video. Sorry it was so short, but I just really had to talk about this, as it's really scary for someone who has survived to watch it be glorified. Anyways, goodbye. I hope you enjoy the rest of the day, night, wherever the fuck time you are. And that if you're struggling, it gets easier, and you can heal.